This is the Safety 6002 Fall Semester 2015 presentation for East Carolina University, composed by Morgan Brown and Aaron Leff. Our objective is to recognize factors that can contribute to forklift crushing hazards. A crush you'll never get over. According to OSHA, 70 workers were killed in forklift-related accidents in 2013. Of these fatalities, 42% met their demise by being crushed. Workers have been crushed between loads in the floor, loads in containers, loads in walls, and sadly, many have been killed by having the protective cage laid on top of them, a preventable outcome. While working at Moisha's Supermarket in Brooklyn, New York, 22-year-old Gustavo Tapia and coworkers used a powered pallet jack to move a broken forklift to a rooftop level of the parking garage attached to the market. While pushing the pallet jack, the broken forklift slipped off and rolled down the ramp, crushing Tapia between the truck and the wall. Tapia was taken to the hospital, but later succumbed to the chest injuries. OSHA inspectors found the accident was 100% preventable. Neither Tapia nor his co-workers had been trained to use powered industrial trucks. The pallet jack had a rated capacity of 4,000 pounds, much less than the nearly 9,000-pound forklift. In all, the supermarket was issued 9 serious violations for $40,000. When it comes to crushing, there are many scenarios and possibilities that can cause it. One could be crushed between the forklift and a wall, an object, the ground, or another forklift. You could be crushed when the load blocks vision or when the truck is backing up, many other ways. The key to all the ways to happen, used properly, the chances of being crushed are greatly minimized. Forklifts are designed with low centers of gravity. However, once a load is elevated, the center of gravity can quickly change. Uneven surfaces can rapidly increase this transition. Since standard forklifts are not designed with suspension travel, once one wheel finds a high spot or low spot, the entire vehicle will shift. Even a shift of a couple of inches could equal a foot of travel or more for the elevated load. As load goes up, so does the center of gravity. When going up a slope, weight changes over the force of the fulcrum, the front wheels. Since the weight will shift to the center of gravity forward, eventually past the front wheels, this will cause the rear wheels to lift off the ground. The rear wheels are imperative to safe operation since they control the steering. Crushing is not always due to operator error. It can be attributed to poor workplace design. When designing a new facility, forklift traffic must be considered at that point. Allowing sufficient room for the trucks to drive and maneuver will decrease the chances of crushing another employee in congested spaces. If the building wasn't designed with forklifts in mind, purchasing narrow aisle trucks may need to be considered. Equipment failure, such as faulty brakes or gas pedals, can cause the forklifts to not stop when the driver commands it to. Make sure to perform a pre-shift inspection prior to every shift. Have the forklift inspected regularly by a knowledgeable company. When working on a forklift, make sure to plan for the unexpected, such as falling forks or emergency brake release. Visibility and blind spots are an inherent problem on many forklift models. Poor housekeeping increases the hazard for both the operator that may already have a hard time seeing where he or she is going, as well as pedestrians that could walk into the path of the forklift without seeing it coming. Make sure to communicate to anyone in your area when you will be moving large or oddly shaped loads ahead of time. Also, call out to people in the surrounding area when moving anything. Notify employees and visitors that a forklift will be moving around. This will prevent the likelihood of an accidentally crushing a coworker. When it comes to forklifts, there is not a need for speed. These machines help move large and heavy items with little to no help. The purpose is not to transport 5,000 pounds with the pedal to the metal. Forklift speed should be maintained at a steady walking pace, around 2 miles per hour. Just like automobiles, the faster you are driving, the harder it will be to stop. Horseplay is a cause of crushing and tipping that is 100% preventable. Careless and reckless employees trying to be comedic and playful using the forklifts can and do kill people. Another version of horseplay is using the forklift not for its intended purpose. If the forklift you are using doesn't work for the job, wait until you find a forklift that works for your intended task. Let's pretend that you forget to follow the proper precautions and the forklift starts to tip. What should you do? If you are driving, immediately lean away from the site of contact. Use your body weight to counter the tip. In order to get better leverage and support, use the steering wheel as a brace, holding on tightly, and lean away. If you're a pedestrian, try to do your best to get away from the forklift. If you fall out of the forklift during a tip, you will most likely end up beneath the overturned truck. In order to prevent this, never jump from a tipping truck and always wear your seatbelt. Unless the emergency brake is set for you to get off the truck, your seatbelt must be on. Even if you're only raising or lowering the forks briefly, the 5 seconds to buckle up is very much worth your life. As mentioned throughout this presentation, many factors come into a forklift crushing an employee. In order to avoid a crushing accident, we must all take dual responsibility at work. If you are driving a truck, stay in your lane and look out for pedestrians. If you are working, stay in the pedestrian area and keep an eye out for forklifts. We can only thrive and survive if we work together. Take another look at a real-life crushing incident. This time we head to East Kentucky. An employee was operating a forklift outdoors with a passenger on board, sitting on the lift truck without a designated seat or seatbelt. When taking a sharp left turn at high speed, the forklift overturned, crushing the passenger beneath the truck. The two were alone on site, so the driver used another forklift to lift the overturned forklift that had pinned the passenger. The passenger was flown to the University Hospital in Louisville, Kentucky for her injuries. The entire situation could have been avoided. Senseless hazards such as speed, uneven outdoor terrain, and horseplay left this woman with months of recovery. Luckily, she survived the incident, but not without severe injury. Forklift manufacturers are aware of the hazards associated with helpful machinery, such as there are countless resources to gain information and tips for forklift safety. If requested, Yale will send forklift safety poster with tips and some do's and don'ts for the forklifts. Also, if you visit the CAT website, they have a multitude of safety videos for forklift drivers to view. In conclusion, in a very small amount of time, a forklift can take someone else's life by crushing them. This can happen to the driver or to pedestrians. When used appropriately, forklifts help make the workplace more productive, but the strength and immense size of these machines are understated. Serious and fatal consequences can occur. When driving forklifts, remember, always buckle up, keep the forks low, and drive them slow. Don't let a simple mistake fork up your day.